Hey there, it's Pete Moriarty, and this playlist is for startup companies. Now, if you're a company who's got your first few employees on board, then these videos are for you. Now, if you're the leader or the owner of a startup size company, you probably set up the IT yourself and you're probably still the IT person for the business. And that's totally okay. What our videos are designed to do is to help you to gain the knowledge in how to do things properly, make sure you fill in the blanks, that all the foundations are done correct, and to get you into a bit of a mindset of getting out of hustle mode and getting into growth mode in your business. And that means it's setting up the right systems, setting up the right software, setting up the right practices in how you do technology so that your business can grow and scale successfully. So what we know is the technology that you're probably still using in the business is a bit of a mishmash of different things. Many business owners in this stage of business have what we call subscription overwhelm. And that is that you've got a Zoom account, you've got a Dropbox account, you may even be using Slack as well. Basically, you've got all these different systems. Although if you're using Google Workspace, you have access to a lot of the same kind of tools inside Google Workspace. And for some people, they just kind of don't know whether or not it's a good idea to use the Google tools. Maybe you haven't been shown. Some of them are quite new, like Google Chat, and you might not have made the switch over, or maybe there's that one particular feature that you've got in Dropbox or in Slack or in Zoom that's meant that you haven't made the move over to the Google tools. But in the back of the mind, you can see the costs adding up. Each time you add a new employee to your business, having to pay for licenses for all these different tools turns into a bit of a mess. Not to mention the management of all the different passwords and security and everything else. So that's one of the things that we address, is making sure that you consolidate your IT strategy so things can be a little bit tidier. Now, some of the other things that startup businesses also do is things like onboarding staff manually yourself. So we've got an automated way of doing that for our concierge customers, where they just send us a message on Facebook and then boom, it gets done. And we've also got a chatbot that can automate it as well. But for many businesses that are in the startup phase, what they're doing is they're setting up staff themselves. They go into the admin panel, they set up the staff, and they, whether or not you're using groups, they then have to deploy the account and send the person their password on chat and those kind of things. And there's actually a better way to roll out and onboard new staff when you're setting them up inside a Workspace account. So there's some of the things that we want to teach you in your small business. If you're the kind of person that likes to keep your costs nice and frugal and tight as you're growing the business, you may be even using free accounts in some of the services that you're using. You might have some Gmail accounts still kicking around. You might have a Zoom account that gets switched off after 45 minutes. We've seen all kinds of things like that happen. We show you how to use the Google tools properly so that you're not doubling up on anything that you don't need, and you're not overcomplicating the way that you're doing IT. Because tech can get pretty complicating, especially when you're trying to grow a team and focus on growing sales and revenue in the business. We don't want things to turn into a complete mess for you. It's one of those things where you may not know what you don't know, and maybe you're just kind of doing things in a legacy way, like still using Dropbox instead of moving over to Google Drive, because you haven't actually stopped, audited what you're doing, and then decided on a strategy for growth and scaling the business. So they're the things that we can help with if you're interested in a free consultation. Otherwise, there's plenty of information in the videos below in this playlist in how to actually get you and your technology strategy upgraded, because that's what we want to do. Now, we want to help you to teach you and teach your team to have the right culture for scale in the business. And I'm really passionate about this because I know that for business owners that can get from the early stages of startup into the growth stage of the business, once you get enough staff members in the growth stage, you actually get your time and your freedom back, because you can take those hats off, start giving them to other people, and basically, with good technology strategy, build a great foundation for the business, and then have a business that is successful. You can pay for more staff, and then you eventually get more time back. Now, me personally, I spend most of my time traveling and most of my time with a lot of free time, because I've built a large team and a great technology strategy, which means that our business has been really successful. And so we want to help share that with you. And now that I've got all my time freedom, I don't really need to be in that hustle mode anymore. And so I love sharing what we know to other business owners to try and help create more freedom. And if that's you, then make sure you check out all of our videos here. So if you decide to start working with us, just by transferring your licenses into us, that means that we issue your Google licenses to you, cost you exactly the same amount, but those licenses going through us means that we can give you some extra free goodies. And we actually give you a bit of free support. So you get our onboarding process, and you get access to our Google Classroom, which has a bunch of how-tos and training videos to help upskill you and your team all for free, just for billing your Google account through us. So if you're interested in that, there is an offer right below, and there's some more details from that in a moment. Overall, our plan is to help get your house in order. Make sure that your team, your technology strategy, your Google account, all the security settings, all of the basics are done properly so that you can go into growth mode in your business, really start to scale up, but not have the wheels fall off the wagon as you start to grow and add more staff members. And if you're already feeling like, even with a couple of employees, that things are starting to get a little bit shaky and you don't quite have control over everything and you don't quite have, things well managed, or maybe your passwords are still sitting in a document somewhere, or things are just a little bit of a mess with your tech, trust me, it's not going to get easier when you add more employees. You don't want to just throw resources at the problem. And if you're interested in scaling remote teams and really starting to grow a large business, well, you've got to make sure that you get the tech right. So jump on the videos below, enjoy the playlist. If you're interested in getting in touch with our team, make sure that you click on the link below for a free consultation. And if you'd like to transfer your licensing into us, there's an offer below for that as well, to get access to our Google Classroom and other free support from our team. Thanks for checking out this playlist. I want to tell you a little bit about our Google license management service. Now, when you transfer your licenses into itGenius, you don't pay any more than what you pay Google directly, but you get a bunch of free advantages just from working with us. And that includes our Google Classroom with a library of amazing help videos to help you and your team learn more about Google. Now, we've worked with over 15,000 business users in businesses across Australia and beyond. And we help take staff members from what do these buttons do inside of Google Sheets because they've just been signed in for the first time, to super users of the Google platform. And we have your team loving the technology that they're working with. Now, it doesn't matter if they've come from MacMail or Outlook or wherever they've come from, or maybe they're even an Excel junkie. Trust me, let us put them through a few of our videos in our Getting Started course, and they'll be whizzes in no time. Now, not only that, but you get access to our professional support team and the option to upgrade to a concierge plan at your own choice. You can do that at your own leisure, absolutely not required, which gets you access to premium support and of course a concierge service on hand for anything that you need. But if you want access to the free transfer in offer, just click on the link down below and you'll be able to get access to our team. It's really easy to get started, and you'll get access to our classroom and a bunch of free support and other goodies. It's time to get your tech systems in sync and make sure that you and your team are ready to grow and scale your business in a sustainable way. Look forward to seeing you on the next side. Cheers.